Hello, hello. All right, nice. Hopping into Ableton Live here and trying to take just a simple chord progression, maybe not extremely simple, but taking a simple chord progression and kind of build it on up into a more full electronic song. So we're going to show you how to go from this to this. But it's a live stream, so we don't have the this yet. We're gonna build the second this right now. But we got this nice little situation going where hopefully y'all can see my screen, what's going on here. We got the music production thing, and this camera has been a pain and is trying to die on me. So we got a backup just in case. But we're gonna keep it rolling. So I enjoyed this one chord progression. It's maybe inspired by like a Todd Terje type of thing, which is pretty fun, like percussive type chord progression. But I'm gonna first kind of play you through the rubbish that I have in here. So it's like it's a situation where I like the chord progression, and so far I just pretty much have that piano part along with some really stock, not great drums, and maybe a few other like synth or key patches, but it's not really where you'd want it to be. So we're just gonna kind of build it out, go through, and see how you can take like a demo or a basic like chord progression, basic melody idea, and then build it up to something more like a full-on real song. So let's check out this first little progression here, which is so essentially we just have a few chords there. So it's like a type of E flat. Oh, low octave. E flat 6/9. Like it kind of sounds cool. That's 6 up top. That's C up top. Right. So E flat, F, G sus, G. A flat major. So it's that little slight change, right? So we got this E flat, F, G sus, G, E flat, F, A flat, G. And at the end, instead of ending on that G, we could eventually end on that C. Awesome. And this year, like the first thing you may want to add to here is the bass. So you can see how in here there's let's talk about what kind of tracks we got going on. So that'll just be piano. And here's a few different kind of like synth pads. And here there's an interesting one because it's panned separately. So like these two are really meant to just be kind of one pad combined together. These two sound like this. Yeah, and I hear that little bit of clipping. I think my computer is just freaking out. There's so much software open, but we're gonna carry on. Maybe close some other things. But the combined keyboard parts with these little stock drums simply sound like this. Definitely lacking bass, so let's think about getting bass in there. And I have this one synth bass patch in here that might be pretty bogus. might not be quite usable. But what I'm going to do is just record out a basic idea of this using the MIDI keyboard and kind of play it out. So yeah, I'm a big proponent of playing these things out on like a MIDI controller, for example. Of course, you could program it in. You could just go into the software and click and add it in. But I really like playing this stuff in because eventually I do want to play this stuff out live, and also you get some nice flexibility with how you can adjust the rhythm and the velocities, which you can do in the box too. You can do with the old mouse here, but I do recommend coming on in and kind of playing some of this stuff out. So I think you can always kind of tweak it later if you want to change the timing or the velocity of the performance. So even on this basic synth bass patch, I'm going to go through and just play it in. So we just got a few chords here, and let's see what we got. Let me switch to this view, so you can see the recording here. And so this with the red lit up right here, and that's the track we're recording right now. Let's see what happens. I noticed when I hit record, it recorded right away, probably from a setting I had for a podcast type of thing. But I think I'll switch that back to have the ability to kind of show it with just everything in there. Whoopsies. Let's get the view together. Let's record. So I'm just going to add a 1 bar count in to get us prepped. And then we'll be live. Ooh. Yeah, again, this bass is awful. But basically, the process I'm doing now, I'm going to record out this basic bass line. And then as that's looping, I'm going to curate the bass tone a little bit, kind of switch to make this bass tone kind of fit the idea I have in my head for this song more so. All right. Ugh. Oh boy, I'm getting the chords wrong. You hate to see it. Favorite DAW, Ableton, yes. Tag, Ableton is where it's at. I love Ableton. Love Ableton. So I think here I'm just kind of looping between getting these different things. You got any favorite instruments in Ableton, by the way? I love the operator myself, but right now I'm definitely using some VSTs. So this one right here is Analog Lab. Looks like this. You may be familiar. Oh, Ableton did not like when I pulled up Analog Lab. You say Ableton's your favorite DAW? It's like sometimes there's benefits to stay in and use like the built-in instruments within Ableton, because sometimes if you don't, you'll experience what I'm experiencing right now, where Ableton's like, you know what? I'm just gonna crash. Hilarious. So what that was like the loading up of Analog Lab, which is what I was using for a bass patch. But Tag, let me ask you, what do you usually use for basses? Do you use anything built in within Ableton, or you're kind of often a VST type of producer? Kind of like virtual software. Ableton. My Be Right Back button might even work. Wouldn't that be fun? We'll try it out. Oh yeah, and we're back with the dreaded report a crash screen. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ableton's getting mad at the live stream. But yeah, very unfortunately, I didn't seem to save any of the recent edits I made, but luckily I didn't make too many edits. All I mainly did was add on my voice track. So I can take this, and if you can see right here, you can see that's where the audio of my microphone is. It's set it to off. Now, if I set this to in, you're going to hear doubling for just a few seconds. So here's that doubling. But what we want to do instead is I'm going to mute it there. And bring it back in here. Boom. So this is a highly recommended noise reduction plugin. I've recommended this before, Bruise Free. Pretty great. And then that's just running into a compressor here. But I think we can hop back into the song now. And yeah, so what happened before that caused the crash was me just adding this bass. And all I wanted to do, a simple ask, is just pop open the analog lab to show you the bass I was doing. But we can try to just record this bass without opening up analog lab. So let's check it out. Just practicing a little bit more to make sure I get these chords right before we record this in. All right, so this actually goes to the A flat first. A flat major 7. Oh yeah. Then we got the G sus to G. G sus being a G suspended, which is kind of cool with a voice that's like left hand plays G, right hand plays F major. Gives it a cool sound. Let's record that in, shall we? And again, I gotta remake that count in for us. Boom. Let's try it out. So that gives us a basic outline of the root notes on that first little intro section. So I'm going to loop that and adjust the bass sound here. Which again, the last time I hit this little wrench icon, it broke Ableton. So hopefully it's not going to happen this time. Should we hit it again? I'm going to hit save first. We'll do a save. I hit the save button. This might break the computer, unfortunately. All right. Clicking the dangerous button. Here we go. Oh, boy. She hath been clicked. And we're still in the game. All right. I'll take it. I'll take it. So, right now, this is what is called a clockwork bass. Sounds like. All right, and yeah, Analog Lab is pretty cool. It comes bundled with a lot of like inexpensive MIDI controllers, so it's a nice one to get to know. A lot of different ways to search. You can start by types bass, And you can even get styles, simple. So we got bass and simple. And then, yeah, you can simply preview right here. It's pretty cool. There's a little sub bass. A nice little distinction to make as you're searching through these types of things. Sorry if it's hard to see if the font is a little small, but in this middle column here, there's different things like plucked bass, sub bass, and bass line. So click on those bass lines. If you don't play keyboards as much, these bass lines actually have kind of pre-written in kind of sounds that you can kind of go through, and hitting them, it's gonna move around. So here's an example of this analog saws art bass line. I just hit one note. So there, it just kind of rumbles on that same note you're playing. Let's see, is this the same thing with? Yeah, so there. All that's happening, I just hit one C, and it just kind of rips through that whole different thing. Oh, and yeah, it's cool that it shouts out the designer over here in this right column. So Mr. Gustavo Bravetti calls this a bass you'll use. He calls it a bass you'll use. Let's give him a heart and say
a bass you'll use. Liked.
Whoa. Okay. All right. I guess it talks to you. Yeah. So let's actually let's use, what do you call a bass you'll use? Why not? Sure. Let's use it. So I clicked on it, and it's the line we already recorded in. So if I just play that back, the bass you'll use sounds like this. Cool. I will use that bass. Bass I'll use. Very nice. And one thing I want to try out, kind of inspired by the some of those presets called bassline there, is I like to add in a few that just like kind of keep those eighth notes going, like as it's going in. Oh my gosh, it's a food thing. Thank you, sir.
Ooh, are you getting married?
Oh, my white suit. Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a little absurd because I was like, it was a little bit warm out, so I was like, I'm just gonna wear a suit
dude. I was wearing freaking
to pretend,
top. Yeah,
just to be like, hey, you know what? Some celebrate spring. I was like freezing cold a few weeks ago. Throw in a white suit, you know.
Fit it up.
Yeah, exactly. Cheers.
Good stuff.
Thanks, man. Thanks, man. That was Batman, believe it or not. All right, let's yeah, so this bass line, so it right now it's just hanging out, holding out that root note, just kind of, oh boy. And I'll switch to this piano sound for this. Cool piano sound. This is a keyscape piano sound, by the way. Long story short, I'm just gonna have one bass line that's gonna be kind of continuing to hit that. Right? So it'd be like, that right there, that's just all on the piano. So instead, we're just gonna go in and add it in with that bass. So one way I like to do that, especially if I'm in a instrument that I'm gonna make a similar one, I'll just duplicate it. So right here, we got this synth bass. Okay, go here and duplicate that. And now that I'm duplicating it, I want to go ahead and name them. So Just long bass. I'll call this one bass stabs because I'm intending to use this one. I'll change the color too, get a little differentiation. And because this is the one I want to have those continuous notes. So again, because I duplicated, it already has the analog lab in there, so that's nice. Oops, I was in the wrong view. We're learning, folks. We are learning the live stream thing. Basically, all I did was I duplicated this. So we're here, it says long bass. Just right click, duplicate. And then I kind of renamed it to bass stabs. Change the color. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Analog lab. And again, we can kind of filter by types. I'm going to types. This time I'm going to filter specifically by bass. So right here we have this larger category bass. Within the bass category, I'm going to bring it down to bass line. And start to test some of these out. So again, I have the loop going. So I have a loop going. So I want to play this. You're going to be hearing the long bass and the bass stab. Let's see what we got. Doesn't seem like a bass line. So yeah, I'm just gonna let this loop and then change the preset on this as it's going through. And that's yeah, that's one thing I like to do too, because like in the past I would just like take a long time to find the actual bass patch before going in and recording the part. So one workflow you might want to experiment with is just recording even just like a rough take of that bass part first, and then you go in and kind of adjust the sound as needed. Here's my backup camera in this case this one dies on me again. B&H photo. All right, love you. All right, so let's try it out. Swapping between the two different presets to get this bass stab going. It's kind of fun. Might come back to that one.
80s disco, liked.
That's fun, but not for this song. There we go. There's the eighth notes. Sweet. We got our eighth notes. Yeah, thanks, Sean. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool to have that kind of already rolling in, because then you can, when you adjust it, you hear what that bass line is in time with the song. So that's pretty fun. But yeah, this one here, it's kind of doing the eighth notes.
Analog saws ARP, liked.
Can we turn off the robot in Analog Lab? That is absurd. All right, cool. I am happier with the basses. Down the line, I of course want to mix them a little differently. In fact, maybe I'll do something like that a little bit differently now. But in the meantime, I'll probably just get in a, let's improve these drums. Let's improve these drums just a little more bit. Because all I have for these drums is really just a very simple drum rack. This little analog kick and a hi-hat right here. Oh, we got some speakers? Oh, cool. How you doing? We got a special guest here on the live stream.
I got another special
What's
guest
up?
too. I was
What's
like,
up, folks? Just making some electronic music. A little. What? So. Oh. Oh, cool. I see in the chat. Can you halftime slow disco it? Eh, that's a fun idea. Yeah, this kind of progression would be kind of cool at halftime. Let me try to hear that in my head. Something like that. Yeah, that could be pretty cool. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, drums are super basic right now. I think you might be. If you see the door open. Yeah. So right here, let me go back to the Ableton. So you just have these two these two samples, that kick, that hat. So obviously, gotta build out these drums a little bit here. So of course, next thing I want to add is a snare. Get a snare in there. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. So when I type in snare, I'm presented with a world of options, all different styles. Just use this for now. It's not ideal, but I'm gonna throw it in. And so it's pretty cool how that works. I can kind of add it into this little slot here on the drum rack. And then if I wanted to, I could go in. So here's a little 1-bar MIDI clip. Right here is a... Yeah. So not necessarily the snare we'd want, but... And there's a lot of different ways to kind of sample or switch out different snare drums here. 80s reverb, Phil Collins drums. Yeah, you got options, man. And then, so if I click on this button, you can kind of hot swap out and try it out for different ones. And... Oh boy, the dreaded snare rabbit hole, 9,000 snares, oh boy. I'm just gonna pick this one for now. That's fine. And I also like to, even when I make slight variations in these drum patterns, I'll kind of give them slightly different colors, just so different colors so I can see them. So like, this is the one with the snare, so maybe I'll make this different color. Whereas this green is just the kick and hat. And so, you know, maybe I would want to start with just kick and hat. Down the line, maybe after 4 bars or so, I can add in the snare. Maybe after 8. Maybe we'll give it 8. Snare sticks. I'll have to refine my snare library at some point. For now. For now, let's take 14. What's good with 14? Sure. What's up with 14? Yeah, I use that for now. And like, there's ways I can tame this out within drum rack, which is kind of fun. So you can see, notice how when I click on each individual, right? So here's a kick drum, here's a snare, here's a hat. When I click on this snare, I got all these different options, right? So I have the fade in, fade out, transpose. I can change the key of it. Yeah, so I kind of like that a few steps down. And then also I'm just gonna bring the volume down of this sample. And I'll leave it there for now, so it's like a little bit softer than getting just a little more advanced. Sorry, we slap on the filter. Boom. And then turn down the frequency. I'll take it. And then just kind of duplicating this out. Yeah, so we'll see what that sounds like. Oops, still got that loop going, so this button will get us out of that darn loop. And yeah, I'm probably gonna come back to that section with some more refined drum selections. But for now, I'm just gonna move on to this little B section idea, see what we have in there so far. So it's still that same like super temp drums and no bass. Let me just let it play for a second. All right, and I don't know yet what should be doing that melody. Like right now, there's an electric piano playing that melody. Maybe at one point that'd be a singer or a synth, but right now with that electric piano melody, you can see here being played by Keyscape. This is what it sounds like. And this, and that part could be like building up to like more and more synth type of a thing. What's up, man? Got Mike here if you want to hop in. Working on some electronic music. Well, regardless of what happens, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage. Look at this bloody suit. There's a young Lucas Perez, aka that saxophone guy, entering the stream.
And today we're going to do a product review of the new LG. It's like 5 years old though.
It's like 5 years old. 2019 vintage.
You want it? I just got my dad a monitor, a projector, and this is his old TV or monitor. Technically, I think it's 4K. I don't know. I feel like you could put it to use.
Write in, folks, if you need a monitor. 1,000 subscriber giveaway.
$500. No, I think it was only like $200, $300.
Yeah, that could be useful for the for the streams to kind of go into the different get into different things. But
You want me to just leave it? See if we can put it to use.
yeah, I'll put it to use, or I'll give it to one of y'all. We'll see what's going on. But yeah, we'll make it happen.
Here's the cord. Look at this wall. Look at this power cable.
Oh my!
It's like very.
Hey, hey, hey. All right. Sorry about that. Just had a got some friends here dropping off some gear. Got upcoming shows coming up, so getting some DJ equipment prepared, which should be fun. But this last one here, I'm excited about this bridge section, which is sounds a little bit like this.
You know, I keep forgetting that this is on. Rob is the man.
You want that? It'll fit here, upstairs.
Oh, we'll make something work. We will not put it in the dumpster. Or we can put it right there and make a fireplace YouTube on for 24 hours.
That would be cool. That would be
Fireplace YouTube right there. Done.
There you go. Oops. One thing I didn't realize when I was playing this back is that one of the bass stabs that I duplicated and had in here was playing throughout there. So it was kind of adding its own thing. So let's see what that was adding because, yeah, the bass still wasn't kind of fully fleshed out here. So let me turn off the bass for a second and let's hear this. Again, it's like a super rough kind of chord progression idea that's meant to be pretty hype, pretty high energy when it's like full out kind of produced with like fuller sounds. Here's the original piano part. And unfortunately, when I was tech, you're killing me. You're killing me with the tech. When I was originally adding in the first like bass patch from this earlier, it was really not. And then it crashed all of Ableton. It didn't save my changes to this piano patch. So I originally changed the piano patch because right now, if you listen carefully, you hear this kind of hiss. It's like this cinematic, like dark thing, but it's meant to be kind of like this clubby, dry, percussive piano. So I'm gonna change that back really quick. So if I hit this to pull back up the keyscape patch, that's the piano patch, is pulled up here. You hear that? If you're listening with headphones or speakers, you might hear a little swoosh, swoosh, almost like a vinyl hiss coming after. I'll hit play and stop again. You might hear it. You hear that? It's like too warm and welcoming. And that kind of thing will work. And obviously in different scenarios, we're kind of more flowy and, you know. And of course, the audio is crackly because the stream is freaking it out. But I want to change that to, yeah, or even if you go back to like the original cinematic patch. It's like pretty dark and versus I'll kind of go with this club preset. Let's see how that sounds. Yeah, there you go. That's kind of what I was envisioning because like I really, yeah, really kind of envision kind of performing something like this live where it's like a DJ hybrid set where like I'm DJing but also like hopping and playing keys, like key moments like this. So it'd be like maybe like a bill drawn out. Because again, where are we coming from? Right, we're coming from kind of, you know, something more tame, and this will have, you know, more filled out sounds later, but it's kind of more tame, kind of. Right, that's gonna have a big build up, and eventually the air will get sucked out of the room as it drops out into this patch. Right. Or even like a build up and not even fully a drop, just kind of like a a whoosh that doesn't resolve. I could add that in really quick. So instead of explaining it, y'all could just hear it. You know what I mean? So that would be just like a simple reverse. Yeah, right there we got a little reverse crash. So yeah, and here I have a blank audio track ready to go. So I just turn that on, add in this sample, and I'm gonna have that hit just right before this. So you could imagine, you could imagine the this kind of building out, some kind of buildup happening. Yeah, so maybe it wouldn't resolve like down to that C major, like so. Let's say it just doesn't do that. Some other build. That makes more sense. You guys might be starting to see where this is going. All right. Those silly stock drums kill me, but I'll improve them. That's what we're doing in the stream. Bass first or drums first? If anyone's in the chat, vote bass first or drums first. Oh, we got to vote for drums. Nice. Let's do it. So we're at one. Double drums. Love to hear it. Two methods to go about it. One is continuing to build out within this drum rack that I have, which is here. So I'll try that. I'm gonna set a timer. I like doing things with timers just to keep the ball rolling. So, let's do 5-minute timer. 5 minutes. That's rolling. Just for drums within drum rack. This Ableton kind of built in. So I'm gonna grab a kick. That is a beautiful kick. Yeah, we'll switch to this kick. And in fact, I might even just overwrite where this kick is. So if you see over here, like here's where the previous kick was. If I just click and drag this new kick onto where that is, now that replaces it. So even when I play back this, it should hear the new kick. Let's see. Already better. Already better. And again, another thing you can do, kind of fast forwarding ahead in time just a little bit, is getting just a little bit of pre-mixing out of the way, making it sound better. I'm adding on beautiful built-in Ableton EQ effect type thing, EQ compressor, blah, blah, blah. Drum bus. We got the drum bus on here. Even that alone is going to make it sound a little bit more. I'm slightly more inclined to dance. That's what we want here. All right, so. Again, back to the colors. I have, this is kick and hat, but I'd like a variation that's just kick. Let's make it, yeah, let's make a different color for clarity's sake. And I'm just gonna kill this hi-hat for now. And so, yeah, this is just our 4 on the floor. And here comes the kick. and maybe let's adjust that hi-hat sample. Separate note that performance is a little sloppy on the percussive part. Because again, I do recommend playing this stuff out live because it's fun. You get to kind of move around and hear your notes all different places. But there's probably things I can do to tighten that up because it's a very percussive. It's almost like a drummy type keyboard part. So I could clean that up. Let's say focus on the drums for now, though. So let's get a better hi-hat. Actually, let's try a different hi-hat. You can try that for now. And again, if you see when I pull up this drum rack, there's so many different options for like where to place this note. Right, I got this. Not only these 4x4 matrix of 16 choices here, but you change the octave. Woof! All these different places, right? So you can have like, for example, 10 or 12 different hats to choose from, and you move around to the different instruments. Anyway, suffice to say, I'll leave that in there in case I ever want it for a tame hat. And then here on this F one, I'll put this other more intense hi-hat. Let's see. There we go. So that's pretty loud, and again, similar trick to what I did before with the snare drum. I'm gonna try to tame out this hi-hat. Oh boy, timer went off. All right, cool. So that was a timer for the drums within drum rack. Now we can try. Now we can also try drums within another way. Great way for kind of beginner producers to grab drum samples, and that's through Splice. Right? You got a lot of great kind of built-in samples within Splice, and I'm at a family-friendly BPM here, 140 BPM. So there's probably going to be a good amount of like selection there. So let me take you through what that process would be like, and that kind of makes things a little bit quicker. You have a little less creative control because maybe if you're grabbing like a full loop, that's already like decided there. But it's pretty helpful to have things like that. So let me show you what we're looking at. So we've got sounds, and I think this is only within my library. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I should be able to search up here. Way too many credits. I had a subscription, forgot about it, kept playing gigs, and didn't get samples. Oh boy. But yeah, so anything we want here. So we got and I remember some producers saying like the filtering and the searching leaves a little bit to be desired. Hopefully they've improved since the last time I used this. But let's see if I did drum loops 140 BPM, if it kind of auto populates that filter for me, or if I got to do more advanced filtering myself. Well, here we go. I can do the BPM. Yeah, so it didn't auto-populate it for me. It's not that smart yet. Oh my gosh. We got a hair comment. Thank you, sir. It's the hair light. There is a hair light that is coming right onto it. Thanks, James. But I got some other drummers in the chat, and I think I was wondering. I think we got a sale going on. Sale on drum mics or something like that. Drum brain. Let's go to cut to camera 3. So it's not, Splic's not smart enough to just make that range from your search. So you do have to go yourself into that kind of filter. So exact 140. And I didn't give it a specific genre. So this could be all kinds of chaos coming through here. Yep. So I'm looking here for something a little bit more. See, here this category says trap EDM. I'm looking for something more EDM or just, I guess, house. So let me look for, because it's coming back to something to match this kind of a chord progression stab. Yeah, so here's like some MIDI drums that are in there, but also looking to see kind of what options you might be able to get from Splice as well at this 140 range. It's a very simple kick hat pattern. But yeah, I was curious to see in Splice what kind of options. So that would be something like, hopefully this keeps my filter as I change the search name. So house, drum, loops. And it got rid of my BPM range. Dang it. So I got the house drum loops search query. I'll add in the exact BPM 140. Show me what you got. Yeah, and so right now I'm kind of looking for a very simple 4 on the floor with hi-hat, but just like I'm listening for things that have like some mixing taken care of for me. And things like that, you can see in the file title that it actually says top. All right, so top, this would be not the kick drum, right? It's kind of just like the top part of the drum sample, higher frequencies. Even this specifically just hi-hat loop. But in the moment, in the interest of time and thinking of, more beginner producers might like to grab just like full drum loops to get themselves rolling more quickly. Yeah, that has vocals and stuff. I'm saying no to that just because of the vocals in there and everything. That's kind of fun. Is it the winner? I don't know, but I want to have it. So that process already hit like, so it's being found there, but you actually here have to buy it with a credit. Boom, hit that button. I think there's, a good amount of this stuff you can get for free. All right, it's been added to my library. So let's see how to find that. Oh boy. Sounds. And we go to, let's see if I can just drag from here into Ableton. Wouldn't that be lovely? So I can hit, I'm adding a new audio track. So this new audio track, and I'll call it drum loops. And let's try to add this on in. Click and drag worked. Excellent. Oh yeah, this is going to change it so much more. Because again, we're coming from an era where it was just this little flat drum loop. Which is not bad. I did improve the kick drum. But now adding in this full thing, I'm slightly more inclined to dance. Slightly more inclined to dance. Which is the name of the game with this genre. Get people dancing. That's what we're trying to do here, right? So let's see how that sounds. I'm going to turn off this drum rack. Oh, boy. What have we here? And because it's 140 BPM, should be lined up. Let's see what we got. Unclear. Yeah, still some work to do. And some mixing, because this drum loop is like already like mixed and like, mastered and all that, it seems. So it's probably chipping away at some of the other instruments with how cranked it is. Maybe let's bring that volume down a few dB. Yeah, this is fun. We've got a little party going. I'm just gonna skip ahead to where this energy would already be high. See how that jives. All right. Still a big flaming heap of poo so far, but we're approaching a semblance of direction. So again, from the very beginning, let's see where that would want to start. So we start off with just the piano as we get into this bridge. Oh yeah, so there's where that 4 on the floor might theoretically kick in. Yeah, and again, sorry, not that I'm going to use this this drum rack essentially, but still, just in case I do want to kind of tame that out a little bit. So again, I'm just going into here, clicking on that sample, and then I have the volume control of that individual sample. And that's going to apply to every time that MIDI clip triggers it. Oh yeah, so there maybe on like the third phrase of that is maybe when I could add in the real drums. 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 4, 2, 3, 4. All right, it's got a nice cycle of 4 measures there. Cooperate. Yeah, there we go. All right. Yeah, let's see how it would work if that loop came in there. It's probably going to sound a little premature. We'll probably build up to it more fluidly. But at the end of the day, it'll just give us a little starting point. See how that. Yeah, let's try this. And I like to give myself little labels here. So I'm just like adding these locator markers and kind of giving ideas of where we can kind of add in this fuller part. Nice little placeholder for now. I can vibe with it for now. Gets me excited to add some bass. All right, we did drums first. Now let's try to get some bass to kind of fill that out. So notice we got some odd measure lengths here, right? It's not all 4 bars. We got like a 5 bar here, a 6 bar there, some kind of odd changes here. And I'm trying to follow this with the bass. So there are 2 bass patches in there, but it might be a bunch of rubbish. So this long bass, what on earth could this be? It might be atrocious. Let's hear. Ooh, it's better because at the beginning of the stream we changed that that bass patch to be something a little bit better. So this works a little bit better. Let's hear it again. Yeah, it's obviously just doubling the piano there. So I'm getting this little placeholder, and then this bass stabs. What's going on with that? Yeah, so this was created just from being, this MIDI track was created just from being duplicated by this, and we're experiencing the repercussions of that because it's just got this whole stabby line in there, where this is meant to just take along, let's say, whole notey or long phrases and just kind of add them into something like this. So if I just arm this instrument and hold out a note, it gives us our eighth note from it. So let's record in a different part for that. But I don't even know if this section is really going to warrant having in its eighth notes. I mean, we could see what it would sound like. Yeah, probably not, because it kind of clashes with all the other rhythms going on there. Ooh, we got a Moog bass request. Hey, that's a good idea. So yeah, so that's the bass stabs. We're gonna leave that alone for now. And let's add in a new MIDI track. And I'm gonna add in, there's actually this cool Moog preset. I do have a Moog, but it's not currently set up. In a future live stream, we'll have that Moog ready to go. It's like, I like saying Moog, but I think Moog is the proper way. Bummer. So there's this one called, I think it's called Mini V3. Mini V3, which is like a Moog replica. So if we add this in, let's see what this this patch is. And we'll change it to make it like a smooth bass that could work with this section. So this patch pulled up right now is kind of more like one that's used for a maybe for like a higher up lead. Let's see what this yeah, it's with that delay and everything. It's really not meant to be a bass. So clicking on this, here's our little Moog replica. And even within here, you got some different bass options going on. 3 oscillator fact. That's fun. Maybe too much of a resonant thwop for this song. Might come back to that, maybe not. Oh, a bass you'll use. That's one of the ones we're using for. So a bass we'll use patch is actually this one right here. So this is, I guess, technically a Moog bass. This one right here. Yeah, clearly not meant to be stabbed like that, because you hear like the attack of it going on and off with like the. Sounds a little unnatural. Maybe that would sound good down the octave. I could try that. So I should Control A to shift it all, shift down, boom, knock down the octave. See if that sounds any better, smoother. All right, so maybe instead of just kind of relying on that, which seemed like it was just kind of duplicated from the piano part, time to just play the bass in, and have something that kind of fits better with the overall groove. I kind of adjust the octave to kind of find the right place. Yeah, and that yeah, and that attack is just kind of getting to me. So maybe if I just bring the attack time up, or the release time up. Yeah, I still kind of have that quick on and off happening. Uh-oh, I just adjusted the wrong instrument. Scary. What did I just change? Oh, boy. Change the instrument. I was accidentally changing these these presets. Oh boy, let's bring that back. That was around 300 milliseconds. The chaos, all the instruments. Producing music is fun. A lot of bells and whistles. All right, now let's actually adjust this bass, please. Thank you. Open Mini. There we go. So here's our Moog bass interface. Now, where's our attack? Attack time. All right, it's a little less clicky, still clicky. And if I bring the release up, where's the release, my friend? I'll just play it in as in for now, in the interest of time. Yeah, now we got the Moog bass. We can do like one of the like signature features of the Moog bass itself is like those filters. Those are world famous filters. It sounds so good. It just sounds so good. So like if I go in and kind of try to dial one of those in, here's like some of the variation, right? So whereas here's like a gefilte frequency, gefilte fish. Maybe it sounds a little more Moogy. Yeah, so you got some options there. Let's just start to play something in. And of course, you can adjust later like we did on the previous section where we recorded the bass first and then had the option later to change the sound of that bass as we're looping back what we just recorded, which is kind of a nice technique. Let's see what we got here. It's weird. It's an unfortunate place where it's like this part of it seems too high, and this part of it seems too low. So like that must mean I need to make a slight more adjustment to this filter. Yes, let's go with that. All right. you heard a big dropout when that drum sample stopped. So we'll continue that drum sample even further to keep it going through for now. Again, of course, you can change always unlimited options to kind of rephrase and shift things later. We'll keep that moving for now. Of course, we'll go back later and change, and maybe even add eventually some live drums. Oh boy. All right, at some point about here, I lost that bass line, so we're gonna add that back in just a little more bit. And let's see here. Check 1 2. Hey. All right, cool. And I think we got some special guests here to give their live feedback on the on the mix here if they have the confidence. Gents, you want to hear this tune? They're in their own world. We'll carry on. So let's go ahead and add in this bass. Right there. That was the wrong. Yeah, right there. I should be going to an A flat. Shoop. Hop back to the Ableton there for ya. This button. Goes a little long. I'll probably clean it up and trim some stuff out in the future. So that little bit at the end goes on for too long, but it gives a yeah, just even just adding in those drums and bass gives nice more of a context to the full thing there. So it gives an idea of things to come. But as you could hear when I was playing that, when I was playing it back, you could hear some like crackling coming out of the speakers. So I got some more tech hurdles to come over with the live streaming situation. And I think I have to host. I got some people here dropping off speakers, other things for upcoming DJ gigs I've got. But feel free to let me know if you have more questions on the different music production process, and then we will continue next time. I hope to see you in a future episode. You made it this far. Wow. Subscribe. Are you watching this replay? I think I hit the button to have it to have it carry on onto the channel. We'll see how long I leave it up here as I'm working out the kinks of this live stream. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, and I will catch you around.